All right, pay there as well if you have the means and you would like to. It's very important. Help keep us moving. New content, new formats, all that good stuff. Whenever more and more money comes in, that's when we're able to update things and kind of keep things moving along. Next week, just to get you guys excited about it and let you know, next week will be the second annual Halloween special, the second annual Go Tell to the Wall Halloween special. So we're going to have some fun next week. It's going to be all Halloween themed, not all of it, but mostly Halloween themed. And we're going to have some fun with it. So make sure you are tuned in next week, especially on the live feed, because it tends to get real fun on the live feed, especially for like the Halloween specials and the Christmas. But like those are the times, because I get it, most people don't watch the live feeds. There's not a ton of people who watch live feeds. More people subscribe and listen to audio. But if you only check out like a couple of live feeds or one or whatever it is, make it one of the specials. Halloween special, Christmas special, Star Spangled episode, one of those, because that's where we have a lot of fun on the live feed. And next week will be one of those. So, you know, if you don't use Facebook, start using it just for next week, and then you can stop using it until Christmas special and then use it again. And like I said, they go up on YouTube anyway, so you're not missing. But next week will be the second annual Go Tell It to the Wall Halloween special. That's right. We actually didn't do one the first year that Go Tell It to the Wall existed. We didn't do a Christmas special the first. I was slacking that first year, and then everything just took off, and we started doing specials for everything. We'll do an Arbor Day special this year, actually. 2 people thought I was serious with that one. All right, beer this week. Beer this week before we get into some social media trends. This is, I always say a tasty little brew. This is a very, very, very tasty brew from Elysian Brewing, and it is the Space Dust IPA. Space Dust IPA. Check that out. I've actually seen this one around for quite a while. Hadn't had a chance to actually try it until recently. And I tried one, and I was like, okay, I know I've been trying to get this on the podcast, so I finally got it up here for episode 75. Highly, highly, highly recommend it. Elysian Brewing Space Dust IPA. It is definitely an IPA. In fact, it sits at 8.2%. So keep that in mind. It's funny. I had 1 or 2 of them like last week or early, whenever it was I bought them for the episode. And then today I looked down and was like, oh my, 8.2%. Okay, this is a serious IPA, bordering on like Imperial IPA as far as the alcohol content. But it is much smoother than a lot of California IPAs you're going to find out there. And in fact, you all know, if you're an avid listener, I use my wife as a guinea pig on a lot of these beers. And she does not like hoppy beers. Just doesn't like the hoppiness. And this one she actually somewhat liked. I don't think she would drink it like crazy, but somewhat enjoyed it. And that's how like kind of that's my measuring stick for it being a little smoother. Is handing it to my wife and say, "Hey, try this." It's if she makes a weird face, it's like, okay, that one's not smooth, because I can do like a lot of hops myself. I can. Especially when it comes to IPAs and stuff. So this one's a little smoother, super, super tasty from Elysian Brewing. They're out of, I believe they're out of the Pacific Northwest, but also Fort Collins, Colorado. But I believe they started in the Northwest here. Probably either Washington or one of those. Super tasty. Check them out. It does run it does run a little more expensive. That's probably the 8.2% alcohol by volumes. Have you had it, Trey? Someone's on the live feed. Yeah. Someone's on the live feed saying they've had it. So check them out. Elysian Brewing, Space Dust IPA. I always laugh when I see Space Dust IPA. It reminds me of something called Moon Rocks. That's a deep cut for a few of you out there that will know what that means. Has nothing to do with beer. Maybe. Depends how you look at it. So check them out. Space Dust IPA from Elysian Brewing. All right, let's get into some social trends going on right now. We got some good ones today. Today, October 18th, 2018, is actually hashtag Spirit Day. It's actually Spirit Day, but we put the hashtags in front of everything because you know it doesn't mean anything unless it has a hashtag. Hashtag Spirit Day is today. For those of you not aware of Spirit Day, this is actually a big anti-bullying campaign. I don't know who created it, but of course GLAAD has been promoting it heavily today. And the theme for today is obviously anti-bullying, but if you saw a lot of people around you in your office, around your neighborhood, whatever it was, wearing purple, that was showing their support for Spirit Day. Now, it is overarching anti-bullying, but of course, for good reason. For good reason, a lot of LGBTQ organizations like GLAAD have gotten in on this and have promoted it heavily because we know that there's a lot of the Venn diagram of like bullying and people that are LGBTQ and have to deal with it. Like it's scary how much it overlaps. Like it's ridiculous. Nobody should think that's a good thing. So show your pride today with Spirit Day. A lot of people are sharing their stories actually on Twitter and on various social platforms with the hashtag Spirit Day. So share your experiences, whatever it might be. Get some inspiration. And really, if you're someone that thinks, well, we don't need Spirit Day, yeah, go on there and get your brain fixed maybe a little bit, because that's probably what you need. All right. Another one that's going on right now, and of course this follows up Spirit Day, would be hashtag Choose Kindness. This is in conjunction with Spirit Day. And I will tell you, I'm not even going to go through like specific posts here on it. This is all very positive very positive posts that people are doing to lift others up, to share their experiences, and essentially just in the end to choose kindness. And I saw this today. This one was just popping up a lot today. And it got me thinking, these are words that are just so easy to live by. And I find myself guilty of this, like, I don't want to say on a daily basis, but almost a daily basis. I'm a bit of an asshole. I'm a bit of a curmudgeon. And, like, especially if I haven't eaten lunch, I definitely get the hangriness, whatever you want to call it. So I'm guilty of this too. But really, if we all just went about life choosing kindness and really just being kind to others, everyone would be a lot happier. Because at the same time, I also notice, even if I'm in a bad mood and someone extra nice to me, whether it's a checker at a grocery store or another parent at the park when I'm there with my toddler, whatever it is, it tends to lift me up, and then I tend to put out more kindness. Trey agrees with me. Trey's on the live feed here. And that's what it comes down to. It's really just the snowball effect of kindness. It really is. And that's what we need more of. And like I said, let me tell you a story about a pot and a kettle. That would be me and kind of, I try to be overall I'm a pretty nice guy, but I can be an asshole. I can be a cynical asshole. If you've listened to this podcast religiously, you know that for a fact. And it doesn't always come top of mind to me. But things like this, these campaigns, are really what helps to bring that to top of mind. So really, all of you out there, wall fans, common sensors, keep that in mind when you go about your daily lives. Choose kindness. Just choose kindness. It's easy to look at the big stuff and you're like, well, no, I don't hate the LGBTQ community. Yeah, but were you a jerk to the neighbor just because, he got in your way on whatever it is? That's where the choose kindness really, really comes in. So, all right, I got a couple funny ones for you. At least one. No, I got a couple one. Couple one. New Go Tell It to the Wall podcast term. I'll have to remind Bridget of that when I get, hey Becky, when she joins the feed. And now I don't even, couple one. Yeah, that's a new one. I'm going to write that down right now. Couple one. Go Tell It to the Wall isms. There's only been like 2 out of 2 years that have actually tangented, and probably something else. Orange Menace doesn't count. So anyway, moving along here. See, tangented. That's what we do. We get a little tangented. Another hashtag trending on social platforms right now. Hashtag explain how you got here. Hashtag explain how you got here. Now, obviously, people were having like ridiculous fun with this, and in fact, I saw someone had posted a Looney Tunes meme where it was Bugs Bunny digging through the dirt, and I don't know if you remember that old cartoon where Bugs Bunny pops up out of the ground and he's like, oh, we should have made a left at Albuquerque. How did I get here? I don't know how I got here. So check that one out. It's fun, and it's really just for fun. I was envisioning a lot of people like joking about their parents having sex, because that's how we all got here, is, but a lot of people are having fun with it. It's fantastic. There's a lot of mom and dad in a 6-pack. That's probably how a lot of us got here, or a bottle of champagne, whatever it might be. It's probably how a lot of us got here. I guarantee that's how I got here. I don't know, maybe that might be how my daughter got here. I'd have to remember. I have got to do some math. Oh man, nonetheless, check that one out. Hashtag explain how you got here. All right, another one. I always love these. These are some of my favorites. I am not a corny person for the most part. I mean, I laugh at dad jokes and puns and stuff. I'm not a corny person for the most part, but these type of trends are the ones that always make me so happy, and I laugh out loud at them. And this would be hashtag make a song more intelligent. Whenever it's like combining things, like we've done these before on the podcast. So hashtag make a song more intelligent. And, one of my absolute favorites that's floating around. This one was actually on Twitter right now. Kevin Johns had posted this, and the Jesus is because we have a big wall supporter named Kevin Johns. So of course I find the name that's very similar here. Nonetheless, Kevin Johns, and this is, I quote, hashtag make a song more intelligent, brainy night in Georgia, end quote. Another one I like would be, and I quote, hip to be E equals MC squared, hashtag make a song more intelligent. Actually, that one probably wins it. I think, right, Trey? I mean, that's like hip to be E equals MC squared. I'm down with that one. Yeah, but you can have some fun with this one. Just get on the, you're on the social platforms looking at dumb stuff and following the Orange Menace and all that other crap. Get on there and have some fun with it. Laugh a little. Laugh a little. Choose to laugh. Hashtag choose to laugh. It's not even close to too much Stardust. Space Dust. See, you're even giving me the wrong things on here. Space Dust. Alright, let's move along to a little bit of tech. No, we're not on tech. Getting ahead of myself here. TV, film, and books. TV, film, and books. Whoever's on the live feed that can give me the Red Sox score, I'd very much appreciate it right now. Unless it's bad news. I don't want to bang my head on the table. It was good news right before I came in the studio, so hopefully it's still good news. We got some TV, film, and books news here. Ugh. I have to make a confession to all of you. I have to make a confession. Yesterday, my toddler was sleeping. My daughter was sleeping. My wife was at the office. And while I was eating lunch, I needed to put on a television show. And I went through Hulu and I was like, I don't want to watch any of this. And my curiosity got the best of me. And I pulled up the season, I want to call it season premiere, but the series premiere of The Conners. Curiosity got the best of me. I'll admit, I had to watch it. I was curious what was going to happen. And after I watched it, now I don't care at all. I just don't care. I don't care. It is what it is. The Conners, I'm glad that, in fact, I have a good friend that works on the show. So, I do wish it continues for her sake, but it's uninteresting. And as much as Roseanne Barr is a crazy racist bigot, the show, I didn't watch much of it, but the chance I gave it last season, it was decent. The show was decent, and I got it. I don't understand what they're gonna do with it now. I don't understand what they're gonna do. And despite even putting Mary Steenburgen, I can never pronounce her name correctly, putting her in the series premiere, I don't think that's gonna really help at all. However, I did find a new show that I really like that just premiered this season, and actually just saw an article the other day that it got a full season order from ABC. I believe it's on ABC. I'm so bad with the actual networks because everything I consume is on Hulu. Unless I'm watching it directly over the air, which is very rare. I don't do that much. I know it's not CBS. I know it's because they don't put any of their stuff on Hulu. So I believe it's ABC, but there's a new show called Single Parents. Single Parents. It seems so cheesy and stereotypical, but damn, it is a funny show. It has Brad Garrett, who was the brother on Everybody Loves Raymond. I think he got in some trouble a couple years ago. I can't remember. And also has Leighton Meester. I am not sure. She was really popular at one time. I think she had one of those not KTLA shows, but it's on KTLA here in Los Angeles. This is when I need Chris on the live feed. He could help me out here, but it was one of those shows. CW. I want to say WB. CW is one of those CW shows, I think. I don't know the name of it, but Leighton Meester, and she's fantastic on the show, as are all the other actors that are on the show. I hadn't heard of them prior to actually watching Single Parents. So highly recommend that one. Check it out. Like I said, they just got a full season order, and I think they will, unlike the Conners, I think they will do well. Even if it's not one of I'm not sitting here saying this is the next Modern Family. No, but it is definitely a viable show. I have enjoyed watching it. In fact, my mother was in town from San Diego last weekend, and we watched some episodes, and she enjoyed it herself. So recommend it. All generations could enjoy it. So check it out, Single Parents. I enjoyed it. Am enjoying it. I will continue watching it, and it's on the Hulu, so it's fantastic. And weirdly, I think, not positive on this one, so no one quote me. I believe the latest episode that came out. Hey, Uncle Guy, how you doing? The latest episode that came out actually featured. Don't quote me on it, but I'm 99.9% sure had some Bob Baker marionettes. If you're familiar with Bob Baker marionettes, fantastic outfit they have going on down there. Bob Baker marionettes. If you're not familiar with them, check them out. Especially if you like puppets. Trey, I highly recommend Single Parents. It's a funny show. I mean, it's very much a sitcom, but it's a very funny show. And a little more news in TV, film, and books. Got no books this week. It's really just TV. And film seems boring right now. The Venom movie sucked, and everyone loves Bradley Cooper. There's my film for this week. Nonetheless, we got some more TV news. Sesame Street. Coming out of Sesame Street, and specifically Big Bird. Big Bird. If you're not familiar with Sesame Street, I'm not going to sit here and explain Big Bird to you. Get familiar with it. Big Bird, the actor that plays Big Bird and has played Big Bird since the very beginning of Sesame Street. His name is Carol Spinney. Carol Spinney. He's actually leaving Sesame Street. I believe today, October 18th, was actually officially his last show as Big Bird. He also plays Oscar the Grouch, but he has played Big Bird for nearly 50 years. Nearly 50 years. I believe like since 1979 or whatever. So basically 50 years. He's finally retiring. Dude, you earned it. And it's fantastic that you're able to do that. Of course, we are sad to see the original... did the Predator movie come out? We're sad to see the original Big Bird leave. I mean, this is the Big Bird that, like, through my childhood and through now part of my daughter's childhood has been around. 50 years, people. 50 years. So good luck to you. Good on you, Carol Spinney. Thank you for almost 50 years of joy with Sesame Street. I mean, Sesame Street's a fantastic show. You can't beat Sesame Street. There's a lot of stuff out there, but you can't beat Sesame Street. It's a fantastic show. I'm not sitting here saying I watch it at night when my kid's asleep, but I sit and watch it with my kid occasionally. She doesn't watch a lot of television, but the little bit that she does, we get up some, oh, thank God. I forgot about that. Oh, I just got the, oh man. I just got the, just got the notification come across. Go Sox! World Series bound. First time since 2013. I can stop stressing now. But just got the notification come across the top there. Go Sox. Back to the World Series. And Chris is not on the live feed. Damn it. I was hoping Chris would get on the live feed. But if the Dodgers, which most likely will happen, advance to the World Series, Chris and I will be taking out second mortgages on our houses to go see one of the World Series games at Dodger Stadium. Oh, God. I can't. That's just like weight off the shoulders. Weight off the shoulders. And back to Carol Spinney. You'll be missed. But of course, Sesame Street's going to continue to do a fantastic job. I sit and watch it with my daughter on occasion, and it's funny because I'll pull up older episodes for her, episodes that are like between when I was a kid in the 80s and now, so I guess like 90s episodes and probably even some early 2000s. And it's funny when I'm like, oh my gosh, there is the dude that created Hamilton. Like just randomly, there's John Legend, and you're like, there are so many people that just did little guest spots on Sesame Street, and it's awesome. So I'm not recommending Sesame Street to you like I was Single Parents, but it's a good show, and they're going to continue to do great work. Let's move on to some music, shall we? Oh, some music. God, I'm still oh man, thank God, the Sox, Red Sox. Now we got to deal with the next round of it. Oh boy. All right, music news. Tom DeLonge, he pronounces it both ways. I grew up in San Diego. I've been through this. So, Tom DeLonge has been in the news lately, and actually clapped back on some of that initial news that came out. So his UFO organization, I can't even say it with a straight face. His UFO organization, there are reports that they are actually $37 million in debt. $37 million in debt. Well, that happened, and like a day or two later, Tom DeLonge came out and said, "We're not $37 million in debt. We have accumulated $37 million worth of debt. There is a difference." Tom DeLonge is a businessman too, as well. I wouldn't trust him with my money, but here you go. And this is, if you're familiar, this is his whole UFO, where he swears there's UFOs out there and there's alien life, and they're doing all this research and all this other junk, and hasn't been going well for the for the great Tom DeLonge. And it's funny because when that initial article came out, a lot of people were like, Tom DeLonge might have to get back in Blink-182 because he's broke now. And it's like, hey, he doesn't have $37 million worth of debt. His company does. There's a difference. And they don't have it. They've accumulated that much worth of debt. Come on. And then it was extra funny because they can't, like, I just want him to go away. Like, I appreciate what you did, man. M&M's. I mean, that's what got me loving Blink-182 in, like, 1993. 94, maybe. Whenever Cheshire came out. Like, no, I love it. But calm down, dude. And the other thing is, even Travis Barker took a shot at him. And had posted, one of the few people I follow on Twitter is Travis Barker. And he posted a photo, which is actually the photo that was at the top of a lot of those articles, is just a shot of Tom. And it just says, "Where are you?" And it's a photo of Tom. And so everyone, of course, starts going through the lyrics. If you're not a Blink fan, I'm not going to sit here and sing the song for you. But they start going through the lyrics. It's a whole thing. And then, of course, that stoked this fire of like, "Oh, where are you?" And he's not coming back, people. Like, Travis posted that. He doesn't get along with Mark. That's the big thing. And speaking of Travis Barker and Blink-182 specifically, Travis Barker is actually getting much, much, much better. And the Vegas residency is back on. It is back on, so if you're interested in seeing Blink-182 at their Vegas residency, head online, check out some dates, head on out to Vegas, have some fun with it. I would like to do it. I'm not going to be able to do it. I'm not going to sit here and say I'd like to do it. It's over in November. I'm not getting out there by the end of November. And speaking of getting out to somewhere, I will be getting out to this specific concert, and I mentioned it previously. It is the Surf City Blitz. Surf City Blitz down there in Huntington Beach, October 27th. It's actually the 26th and 27th. I will be... No, it's the 27th and 28th. I'm confusing things, dates. It's the 27th and 28th. I will be there on the Sunday date, specifically to see the Interrupters and Rancid. I think there's a couple other bands playing that I kind of want, Bad Religion or something, but specifically to see the Interrupters and Rancid. If you're going to be at Surf City Blitz, look for me. I will be the oldest one watching the Interrupters, and I'm the bearded one. You can always pick me out with the bearded one. So if you're heading to Surf City Blitz, find me. Let's have some fun. See you out there October 28th. And go there the 27th, too. If you have the time. Like, I got a toddler at home. I can't go to 2 days of concerts. It's just not going to work. All right, I want to get into some parenting real quick. I've got some just brief parenting stuff here. So, we had a little post from a guy named Piers Morgan. Piers Morgan. I don't even know what that guy does. Does he just have a British talk show or something? I just know him as, like, the asshole that posts stuff on social media and talks out of his ass. Like, that's just how I know him. I don't know what he actually does. He posted on Twitter a photo of Daniel Craig. If you're not familiar with Daniel Craig, he is current. I think he might still be, Trey, maybe you know, it might still be James Bond. I know there was talk of moving on from Daniel Craig. I don't know if he signed on for the next, but he's James Bond. He's the current James Bond. We'll just call him that for sake of argument, for sake of description. And Piers Morgan had snapped a photo of him or found a photo of him crossing the street somewhere, and he's wearing his young child on his chest in a baby carrier. And Piers Morgan saw fit to post this, and I quote, "O007, not you as well. Hashtag papoose. Hashtag emasculated Bond." For those of you not familiar with the term papoose, that's what they call those baby carriers in probably all the UK, I would imagine, but at least in England. And then emasculated Bond. So Piers Morgan assumes that this is emasculating for Daniel Craig because he is crossing the street with his child. Fortunately, Twitter got on Morgan about this and called him out on his stupidity, his ignorance, and the fact that Daniel Craig is not being emasculated. He's just being... I won't even say he's being a great father. I will say he's being a father. This is part of parenting. Carrying your young child is part of parenting. And I'm just so sick of these stereotypes. And we have people on social platforms and on media platforms that perpetuate those stereotypes like this. Again, fortunately, Piers Morgan got shut down by so many people who also shared their photos. And one of those people that shut down Piers Morgan was the great Chris Evans, who just finished up playing Captain America in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. His tweet was, and I quote, because I love this, word for word, I quote, "You really have to be so uncertain of your own masculinity to concern yourself with how another man carries his child. Any man who wastes time quantifying masculinity is terrified on the inside." End quote. Yeah, buddy. Get him, Chris Evans. Good on you, Chris Evans. Love it. And like I said, this is all just part of being a parent. It's part of being a dad. It's part of being a mother. It's parenting. If you're going to be a parent, that's part of what you do. You care for your kid. And we've had multiple stories on this podcast. I talked about the woman in the card section at Target for my wife's first Mother's Day, where she informed me that there needed to be a Mother's Day card for me. And we had a whole back and forth to where I shut her down, and she realized, like, oh, I am talking out of my ass. Because we have a thing called Father's Day. We have a whole day for it. I don't need a Mother's Day card. I'm not a mother, I'm a father. Just because I'm in the card section buying Mother's Day cards for my wife while I'm with my daughter does not mean I need a Mother's Day card. I'm not a mother. There's never a time where I should be given a Mother's Day card. And every Father's Day, I expect my card. Give them a card. And, maybe some breakfast or something. I don't know. This last Father's Day, we went out to a brewery. It's fantastic. I'll take a brewery every Father's Day. But we're all so much better than this. As a society, we're better than this. It's going back to that hashtag choose kindness. We need to choose to be better. And we're all capable of being better. And for the most part, like we've seen here with the backlash on Piers Morgan, people are better. But we can still continue to destroy those stereotypes because they have to go away. I walk around the neighborhood with my daughter every day. Every day. It happens. And I have people say, "Oh, you're such a great father." Why? Because my child's alive? Damn. What's just an okay father? The kid's barely alive? I don't know. And for the record, I love holding my kid. Love it. When she's 14, I hope they make a size papoose baby carrier that'll fit her. I'll be carrying her around when she's 14. I don't care. Especially if the Patriots are in the Super Bowl, because we've established that a couple years ago. That she's going to be sitting on my lap since she was when she was very, very little, and they had that ridiculous comeback. And just overall, I'm so sick. I'm sick. I'm sick of it. Bottom line is, your gender doesn't matter. I can do everything my wife does. I wasn't able to breastfeed. That's really the only difference. And trust me, my daughter tried. She did. She tried. Oh, nipples. It happens. If you're a father, it's probably happened to you. Let's just continue to destroy these stereotypes. That's what's going to make me the happiest overall. Let's move on to some tech. Man, Red Sox World Series. Man! Can you tell I'm just still a little fired up about Red Sox going to the World Series here. The scooter wars continue. Oh, the scooter wars. Many a wheels were lost in the scooter wars of 2018. The scooter wars, if you're not familiar with this is like the Bird scooters. The Birds, which they have descended upon my neighborhood. There's a few different companies out there. Lime, specifically, is the one we're talking about in the scooter wars today. Lime tried to delay two other companies from launching a trial of their scooters in San Francisco. Now, it was not successful because San Francisco is like tech central, and of course they also appreciate some healthy competition. So Lime taking off the gloves, starting lawsuits just to have their share of San Francisco. I'm already sick of the scooter wars. I'm already sick of the scooter wars. Let's move on from it. So there's a new device coming out. It's called Palm. It's called Palm, and it's from a company called Palm. Not Palm Pilot. That was my first thought when I saw this. It's a new small handset, and like I said, not related to Palm Pilots. Has less features than your standard smartphone. However, it has the capability to add a bunch of those apps and features and everything else. And when I say it's smaller, it's called palm because it could fit in the palm of your hand. Now I have pretty big hands, so I'm thinking even someone with regular size hands, like it's probably gonna fit in the palm of their hand. Um, I find this one really interesting and really cool because what it is, they have an exclusive deal with Verizon. So you can add this to your current contract when it comes out. I don't think it's actually officially launched yet. It was just announced recently. When it comes out, you can add it to your existing Verizon plan with the same number that you have on your currently, like, I'm trying to pull my phone out of my pocket. You're looking at your phone, dude. You're recording the live feed with it. You know, you have these massive, they call them phablets and stuff, and they're great. I love my phone. I currently have a Samsung S7 Edge, Galaxy S7 Edge. It's fantastic. I love it. But I do see the appeal on this. So it's a smaller handset that has the same phone number. So let's say you're going out to dinner or like a movie. Like a movie. Instead of taking your massive phone, you just grab this little thing, you know, and you keep it bare bones. It's got phone calls and text messages, you know, maybe the weather, something, and you got this little phone. Just slip it in your pocket. When you don't need, you know, you're not going to need to access all that stuff. The kicker for me was I thought about it because like iPods and MP3 players are really just going the wayside, and I still have one because that's what I like to use to work out. I don't like having a massive phone while I work out. And that is a kicker for me, is having this smaller phone for going to the gym, for going for runs. And I at one time was an avid triathlete, you know, so for me, like cycling, that's fantastic. Like I take my giant phone for cycling. You can't. It's illegal to listen to music while you're on a bicycle. Just get that out of the way. I'm not listening to music, but I keep it there for emergencies. So it's fantastic to just put that in my in one of my bags, and it's much smaller than taking this massive. I say massive, like it's, you know, it's not massive, but it's massive in comparison to the size of the palm. Massive phone with me on a bike ride. So I see the appeal. I'm sure this is going to take off quite a bit. Like I said, it's just it's only on Verizon right now. We'll see if it expands beyond that or if the appeal really is there. But I'm all about this. If I can get a good enough deal on one, in fact, I'm going to be upgrading my phone in probably a month or 2 or 3, you know, whatever it is. If I can get a good deal, I'm getting one of those palm things just because I can throw it in the pocket. So in the pocket when I'm walking with my daughter, like, you know, I take I don't need the massive, I don't need the apps and all the stuff because I literally cannot use them while I'm walking my daughter. I got to be focused on her. So we'll see if that takes off. I have a feeling it will. It's very rare that like funky, like, you know, added stuff gets me excited. And even if I do get excited, it takes me a little while. And this one seems appealing and exciting to me just kind of from the get-go. So we'll see what happens with the Palm. Some news out of Facebook. Facebook shareholders. You might have seen this popping up a little bit, and it's catching more and more steam. There's a bunch of shareholders that are calling for Mark Zuckerberg, to step down as chairman of Facebook, as chairman of the board of Facebook. And it seems to be picking up more and more steam, so we'll see what happens here. I don't know. I have a feeling with everything that's been swirling around Facebook, probably going to happen. They need some new leadership over there, so look forward to, like, it's really not going to affect you or me or like who cares, you know. I don't know much about Mark Zuckerberg. I do respect his philanthropy. I can tell you that, but I don't know much about him really as a person. I think I watched that Social Network movie years ago, but obviously it was like based on, come on, you know, he's not Jesse Eisenberg, he's Mark Zuckerberg, despite the fact that they both ended Berg. Although, have we seen both of them in the same place at the same time? No, I'm just kidding. They're not the same person. We got some more tech news. The Galaxy Book 2. Galaxy Book 2 from Samsung. This thing's coming out very, very, very soon. And it is Samsung's answer to the Surface. Now, I am a avid Microsoft Surface user. I don't know that anyone should go out and buy this thing, but it's clearly their answer to the Surface. The images that are coming out look exactly like the freaking Microsoft Surface, the Surface Pros, not the Surface Book so much. It seems to be about the same size. The interesting thing here is the price point. It looks like they're going to run you only about $1,000, which compared to about $2,000 for a top-end Microsoft Surface Pro, and even more than that, depending on what specs you're getting and the bells and whistles and all that kind of stuff. So we'll see if that takes off. I don't know. It's funny how laptops, like that market was decreasing, and iPad and tablet market was increasing, and now tablet and iPad is really leveled off, and laptops are going back to increasing, and it's because of stuff like the Surface Pro line, you know, like the Surface Book line, where technically a laptop, but it's also a tablet, and it has a computing power that really, I mean, we're recording a podcast right now on a Surface Pro. That's what we're doing. The podcast will be edited on a Surface Pro, and really all the videos that go up on YouTube, on the YouTube channel, are edited with the Surface Pro. So that's what it took, was getting the specs up there to get the laptop and the I say PC as in personal computer, like, or Mac, but a computer that is for your personal use to increase that market. We got a little more news out of Samsung. Some images of the Samsung Galaxy S10 and the specs have also been leaked. It's a funny thing with Samsung, every time a new product's going to be coming out soon, there seem to be leaks with images and specs. So at this point, we all know that Samsung's doing these things on purpose. That's fine. If that's how you want to do your marketing, all good. Do your thing. I will tell you that a lot of the specs coming out and a lot of the leaks, the rumors and stuff, are making this look like it is going to be just a ridiculous handset, even more so than the Galaxy Note 9 when that came out. So look forward to that. We'll probably be seeing that in the next couple months or so. And I might be waiting to upgrade my phone once I see all the full specs and that kind of stuff. Speaking of new products coming out, Apple, sneaky Apple, they announced another product event. They just had one recently. They announced another one. They're going to be having another product event on October 30th. Please, like, what's his name? Cooks needs to come out and dress like a zombie or something. Otherwise, like, you're doing this too close to Halloween to not, like, lean into it. Lean into the Halloween thing, Cooks. Like, come on. So he better be in a zombie costume. But look forward to that on October 30th. I will tell you right now, the rumors point to a new iPad Pro. New iPad Pro that's going to be coming out. Apple just... I have a feeling what happened was, like, Apple knew that there was going to be other product events after their event, and they were like, okay, we'll just hold on to this one. Hold on to, like, a couple of... And we'll do another event after they do their events. The tech world is hilarious. It's really hilarious. It makes me laugh on a daily basis. It really does. All right, moving along. We got some more tech. There's a company called Proxy. Proxy. And this is Proxxi. Proxy. They make a line of bracelets, really one specific bracelet, and it's geared toward mechanics and electricians. It has a sensor in it that actually connects to your phone. The bracelet connects to your phone. It has a sensor in it that buzzes when you get too close to high voltage. This is brilliant. Especially, like I said, for mechanics and electricians who are, like, so close to high voltage, and if you get too close where you're going to get shot, buzzes like, I could also see how this could make someone fall off a ladder, because just that, like, phantom, oh my god, I got shocked, oh no, it's just my bracelet buzzing. Who knows. But I will say, can I get one too? Does it make sense? And electricity is just one of the things that tends to terrify me. I do so many repairs around my own house, but I hate having to deal with electricity. Like, it's just, I don't want to say, like, terrifying, like, no. I don't like messing with wires, I don't want to take off an outlet and, like, no. I'm good on that. So can I get one of those bracelets? Just wearing it all day. Like, walking down the street, like, nowhere near high voltage. Oh, that would be interesting, because around, like, I live in a very, very old neighborhood. My house was built in 1949. And just find, like, weird electricity coming out of places. You're like, why is there electricity in my backyard where there's nothing even close to here? I don't know. So that might be kind of fun. I don't know. Although it is high voltage. It's not like, it's getting high voltage. I think you got to be on, like, some power lines and stuff. Moving along, we got some news from Gillette. Gillette, they make razors and razor blades. They've actually partnered with a company called Formlabs. Formlabs to make 3D printed razor handles. Formlabs does 3D printing, and they're going to make 3D printed razor handles. It makes sense. The handle is the cheap part. I remember, like, there was a time when I was regularly shaving with a straight razor. I was handles all over the place. Couldn't find a blade to save my life, but I got, like, where's the blades? I got so many handles, because there'd always be, like, a special. There'd always be, like, a special where you're like, well, instead of buying this 18-pack of new blades, I'm going to, like, have this $1 coupon and buy this handle that has 2 blades with it. Like, I get it. The handles are the cheap part. Have someone just 3D print that crap. Do it. Good on you, Gillette. Maybe find a way to make the blades a little less expensive. I will tell you, half the reason I have this beard is it saves me hundreds of dollars a year on razor cost. Hundreds of dollars. I just have a trimmer. There's no additional cost. Once I bought that thing 6 years ago. No additional cost beyond that. Saves money. Grow a beard. Save money on razors. Hot tip. Hot tip from Go Tell Us the Wall. We got one more thing on tech. Postmates just recently announced that they are launching in 134 additional cities, bringing their total cities. Oh, Luis, I have a feeling we're not going to be able to talk for like a week or so. I see you on the live feed here. You know the Dodgers are going. We're not going to be able to talk for like a week. I'm going to have to not... That's what's going to happen too. Dodgers are going to go to the World Series. Red Sox are going to go to the World Series. And I'm spoiled. We just won in 2013. It hasn't been that long. It's been 30 years since the Dodgers won. I get it. Like, I won't even be that upset. But it's going to be tough to wear some Boston gear around Los Angeles when the Dodgers actually go to the World Series. And Luis happens to be a very, very big Dodgers fan. And I at the top... When I got the notification that the Red Sox won, Luis, and actually have our on-air producer who is missing this evening. He is probably getting himself drunk because he's also a Red Sox fan. We'll be taking out second mortgages on our houses to make sure we can get to at least one World Series game. See, I know. That's what my other buddy said too. My other buddy, Kevin Jones, who is also a big contributor to the podcast, also a big Los Angeles Dodgers fan. He said he had a 4-letter word, the Astros, that he sent to me yesterday. So you're welcome. You're welcome. And we won't be able to talk for like a week. We can. Like I said, we just won 5 years ago. I'm just happy to be back in the series. Get myself a new little World Series hat. Call it a day. All right. Like I was saying, Postmates expanding to 134 new U.S. cities, bringing their total to 550 cities in the U.S. 550 cities you can use Postmates to bring you food. But speaking of taking out a second mortgage on your house, if you're going to do this often with Postmates, you will need to take out a second mortgage on your house. Because the delivery fees through all of these delivery sites are astronomical. That is the only word to describe it, astronomical. We're talking like you order $15 worth of food and they will hit you with a $7 delivery charge plus service fees. I'm not exaggerating this at all. Not exaggerated at all. In fact, a couple weeks ago this happened to me. My wife had something to do on a Saturday night. I think she had a work event or something, this was during the ALDS. There was a Red Sox game. There was college football at night, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do some work. I'm gonna put the kid to bed, and I'm gonna order some Mexican food from this place, My Taco, right here in Highland Park, not far from my house. So I go to do the order, and first I'm getting some carne asada fries. Highly recommend the carne asada fries. They do not pay us money for me to say that. Highly recommend carne asada fries from My Taco, especially if you're from San Diego like myself and you grew up with California burritos and carne asada fries and all that good stuff. Highly recommend it at My Taco. So I go to put this in, and like carne asada fries are like $8.95. So I go to put it in, I look at the total, and they're like, so it wanted to hit me with this like a $6 delivery fee, $5.99. Now, I had this coupon because I'd never ordered to this specific site. It wasn't Postmates. It was one of the other ones. Hadn't ordered, so they had a coupon. Knocking that down to $1 instead of $6. I'm like, okay. But I look at it, and there's like $2 small order fee. I'm going, okay. Like, I really could walk there. It's just my toddler's asleep, so I can't, you know. And it's not like across the street. No, it's a little ways, quarter mile maybe. I'm going, okay. I'm going, all right, if they're going to charge me $2 anyway, let me see what I can do to get this back up there. Got a kid in bed, Trey. I can't leave the kid in bed. Trust me, actually, my wife and I had it this past Saturday, and my wife went to pick it up. No, I get it, but when you have a sleeping kid, you can't do deliver. My friend Trey is actually on the live feed saying, stop being lazy and go pick up your food. I can't leave my sleeping kid and go pick up food. That'd be fantastic if I could. Not that I want to leave her. It'd just be great if I could, like, do that and somehow, I don't know. I don't trust the robot overlords, so it's not going to be that. But what I did was I was like, well, if they're going to charge me $2 anyway, let me see what I can do. So I threw just, like, a side of refried beans on there. Well, sure enough, that takes off the $2 fee because it made it. So, like, the refried beans were, like, $3. So I got the refried beans for, like, $1. I would have had to pay $2 anyway. And then there's all these service fees and stuff. You know. Like, and I'm exaggerating the service fees and waving my hands around. Like, it was another, like, $2 or $3 in service fees. And you're like, Like, I bought $9 worth of food. And my total bill comes to like $18. It's like, no. We're getting out of hand. And that's only because I had that coupon for a first-time user through whichever app I was using. So it's great that you have Postmates and Grubhub. And actually, Grubhub and Eat24 are actually the good ones. You're going to have minimal delivery fees from most places, like $1. In a lot of places, you have no delivery fee, just minimums. So Eat24 and Grubhub are not the ones, but like Postmates, Uber Eats, and there's a couple other ones out there that you're just, it's like, no, it's not even worth it to get this at that point. You know? And maybe find restaurants where they just have delivery. That's what I do. Big Mama's and Papa's Pizza here in, well, they're actually in Eagle Rock, but they have free delivery. You just order food directly through them, and they got a website and everything else. You don't have to call anyone. It's fantastic. It's fantastic. So good for you, Postmates, but really this is for, like, wealthy hipsters and dinks. If you're not familiar with dinks, those would be people who have a dual income and no kids. So really no one that lives in Los Angeles, because not everyone in Los Angeles has children, but it costs you like $5 million a month to live in Los Angeles. So really Postmates probably is not high on your list. I would just imagine, you know, I've got priorities. I got to feed my kid. I got to pay my mortgage. Can't be spending $20 on a burrito from a place down the street. Burrito that costs like $4. It's just crazy. No, I know, Trey, but it costs you like $1 million a month to live in Los Angeles. I know. Trey's a dink. Yes, you are a dink. You and your wife are dinks. But because of living in Los Angeles, it's crazy. It's like living in San Francisco or New York, or I'm sure there's other places catching up by now too. All right, move along. We got some common sense. Well, let's get through some common sense, and then I can go celebrate a Red Sox going to the World Series. Does your nose get cold in winter? Does it? Trey, does your nose get cold in winter? Pasadena's Los Angeles. Stop splitting hairs with me. Does your nose ever get cold though, Trey? Because if it does, there is a new trend going on around right now. Nose warmers. And we're not talking about like clown noses, something that's like, or something that's just purely functional. Like ski masks. That's kind of why we have like ski masks and scarves. Like scarves. I love that this is like the new trend. Nose warmers, and you're like, scarves? It's a scarf? No, it is not a scarf. In fact, it is very strange. I'm a big proponent of like, have your own style. Wear what you want. Just don't be offensive. This is offensive. These are basically like bird noses that wrap around your head and cover your nose. And they're very stylish. Apparently. Stylish. So if you get a cold nose, get yourself one of these nose warmers. And I'm sure you get them on Etsy. And you see, we have a lot of bad social platform sites out there that can cause problems. Lots of other stuff with people like Alex Jones out there. But do you see the kind of problems that a site like Etsy causes? You let just anyone around the world make whatever the hell they want, we end up with nose warmers. To make you look like a friggin' bird. Go looking like a bird. I'm probably going to see them all around my neighborhood. All around my neighborhood. Highland Park, it's going to be a new trend. And it's going to be 65 degrees. And people are going to be like, my nose is cold. Get out of here. Speaking of websites that cause problems and are just bad in general for people. Are you a fan and supporter of the Orange Menace? Are you? Well, you're probably listening to the wrong podcast. Or you're only listening so you can report me to something that you think is going to do something and get me off the air, but it's not, because I don't do anything really that's offensive other than call that bigoted son of a bitch the Orange Menace. But if you are an Orange Menace fan and supporter, there's a little website out there, and I won't say go join it right now. You probably should have before. It's a website called Donald Daters. Donald Daters. That's right. This is a dating website for people that support the Orange Menace. You want to find other people that support the Orange Menace. And I guess if you're in California and maybe you do need this. If you're in Alabama, I imagine you just knock on your neighbor's door. It's just my guess. I don't know for sure. But I bring this up because they had a huge data leak. And not a data leak like Facebook where they're like 500,000 people's information, some of their information got leaked. No. Every single user of the Donald Daters site, all of their information, every last bit of their information was recently leaked. On accident. On accident. This got me thinking, is this really just an elaborate prank? Silicon Valley created a website and got a bunch of Donald supporters to look for people to date and then just stole their data. Go Tell Us the Wall podcast in no way condones the stealing of data, but goddamn, that would be funny if it was just like a big trolling situation here, you know, just like a big trolling situation. That'd be great. And speaking of ridiculousness, oh man, speaking of ridiculousness, are you a Disney fan? We got Disney fans out there. Disney fans out there on the live feed. Anybody? Anybody? Raising hands in the car, wherever we are. No? Okay, yeah. You're probably listening to the right podcast. Not that there's anything wrong with being a Disney fan, but the ridiculousness of Disney is what gets me, and this would be one of those things. There was a new tiki mug being released at Trader Sam's down there in at Disneyland, which is it's actually connected to the Disneyland Hotel. It's not actually in Disneyland. Connected to Disneyland Hotel. Trader Sam's. If you're not familiar with it and you do go to Disneyland, I recommend going there. It's fantastic. It's a little bar. They have a little show if you order certain drinks. It's pretty cool. But they do these tiki mugs that you can purchase from Trader Sam's, and they every year come out with a few different limited edition tiki mugs. Well, recently, just in the past couple days, they released a tiki mug of the Hatbox Ghost. The Hatbox Ghost. I'm not going to get into the history of the Hatbox Ghost. But they released a tiki mug themed with the Hatbox Ghost. 1,000 people lined up at Trader Sam's starting at 2 a.m. 2 a.m. they started lining up at Trader Sam's. 1,000 people. Just so they could get their hands on this limited edition mug. Now, that was about 7 hours before it actually opened. Which is crazy. It got me thinking, like, damn, Trader Sam's opens at 9? Damn. Which makes sense on Disney properties. I've been to Alani. I spent 8 days at Alani. Whew. I think those bars are open 24/7. It's pretty damn close. And the ABC across the street is open 24/7. That I know for a fact, because that's where I was getting a lot of my drinks. A little cheaper there. But, I'm sorry, started 5 hours before it opened. Not 7. Still. No, that's even worse. 7 a.m. Oh, but... So 7 a.m. they opened. By 1 p.m., there were still 900 people lined up at 1 p.m. So almost 12 hours of waiting in line, and you hadn't even gotten your tiki mug yet. I am all for, like, things, and I get it. I like to collect things. There's things here. Here's my Elliot Alderson Funko Pop. I didn't have to stand in line for this. I ordered it on Amazon. It was fantastic. I even got it through Amazon Warehouse. It cost me $2. It was crazy. So I get it. You want to have these collectible things, but Jesus Christ, 1,000 people in line. You're waiting in line for like 12 hours for a freaking mug. And if you got kids at home, you know that mug's going to be broken. It's getting broken at some point. That's what happens when you got kids. Or if you have me as a husband, I'm probably going to break it at some point on accident. I'm very klutzy. I just don't get it. I don't get it. We always talk about these waiting in line things. And so, like the burgers in Milwaukee. I didn't look at the... That's what the... gotta go look at the stats for that. See how many people got burgers in Milwaukee. Sorry, Kevin. I know you're upset about that, but they're in the lead now, so it's all good. All right, a couple real quick things. We had a story. This one I actually found from People.com. How did I end up on People.com? Nothing against People Magazine. It's not a usual site I go to. So there was a guy in Australia was actually researching a vacation for he and his wife to take. And as he was looking at views of the particular location to go on vacation, as he was looking at the street views through Google, actually spotted his wife laying on a bench with another man, his head laying in her lap. Of course, he realized his wife was cheating on him and has since divorced her. And this is... Oh, it's crazy. It's crazy to me. We live... Like, does anyone think it's like you're going to get away with cheating anymore? Like, really, do you? If you got to do that, that's like, just don't get married. Don't get married. That's fine. You want to have a lot of sex with a lot of different people. That's fine. Do it. Don't get married then. We live in a world where you ain't getting away with cheating to the point where Google Street View is straight up busting up marriages here. Be careful if you are cheating. Remember, Google is everywhere. Everywhere. One more little fun thing. There is a Chinese city, Chengdu. I'm no offense to the Chinese language. I don't know that I'm pronouncing Chengdu, which is actually part of the Sichuan province. Sichuan. I can't actually say that one. My cousin is gonna listen to this later and be like, "What are you doing?" He's like somewhat speaks the language. So there's this Chinese city. They're actually looking to launch a fake moon into space. This is a moon that's going to have a 50-mile radius. 50-mile radius. Will eventually be launched into space and will provide precise lighting for over a 50-mile radius, which would be covering that city so that they will no longer have the need for streetlights. Robot overlords, come take me now. Take me now! Artificial moons and crap. I mean, what's the Star Wars line? That's not a planet. That's what's gonna happen. Like, so many jokes. That's not a planet. That's a fake moon. Oh, can you tell I'm done? I'm done tonight. Stress is relieved from the Sox. Stress will come back tomorrow or next couple days when we find out who we're gonna be playing in the World Series. Gonna be the goddamn Dodgers. Thank you all for joining. Thank you everyone for joining on the live feed. It's been a pleasure as always. Been a little bit all over the place. Don't forget, next week will be the second annual Go Tell to the Wall Halloween special. Look forward to that. Make sure you're on the live feed. That's when we have a lot of fun with things. And of course, as I mentioned, this has been episode 75 of Go Tell to the Wall podcast. Make sure you follow us on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube. Head on over to SeanO'RourkeLive.com as well. And make sure you subscribe and tell your friends. Real quick, there's been some problems with... it's not all of Google Play. I've been having some problems with my particular device and Google Play. So if downloads aren't coming through, you got to just go clear everything out and your downloads are going to come through on that. I should have mentioned that at the top of the show. So we will be back next week. Same wall place, same wall time. I am, as always, your favorite podcast host, the one and only Sean O'Rourke. This has been episode 75. And remember, wall fans, common sensors, podcast consumers, social media world, no matter what you do, no matter where you go, no matter who you're with, and especially no matter why you are doing it, always use common sense. Where is my cursor? All right, everyone, thanks for joining. Thanks, Trey. It was good seeing you on the live feed. Make sure you subscribe. Dude, breaking my microphone. Make sure you subscribe. Tell your friends. Do all the things. Subscribe on YouTube. I can't keep track of all the things. My head's... like the stress. I was standing in the kitchen between like trying to get stuff in here. I'm listening to the game on my Google Home in the kitchen. Because, like, I'm so superstitious with baseball. And I'd been doing that. I had to do that the other day because my daughter was watching TV. It was the whole thing. I'm standing there just, like, stressing. So I'm so happy it's over. And I'll start stressing again once the World Series starts. Because that's what we do as baseball fans. We stress and get superstitious, and it's all hilarious and ridiculous at the same time. So thank you all for joining again. Thanks, Trey. I don't know where Chris and Bridget were. I have this freaking shirt sitting here for Chris. I actually haven't seen him since I got back from New England 2 weeks ago, and I still got the shirt sitting here for him. I gotta get it into his hands, and I'll make sure they'll be on the Halloween episode. We will have our producers on the Halloween episode. They've been slacking. They've been busy. It's a whole thing. They have not been slacking. They've been busy. See, here's the thing. When you don't pay your producers, you can't really require them to be there every time. To the point, like, they literally pay me. That's Chris and Bridget's name on our wall supporters board. So thank you, everyone, for joining. We will be back next week with the Halloween episode. And remember, if you got any complaints, you can go tell them to a wall. And never, even though she's not here, never forget the Bridget Freeze.